Am I even recording this? I don't even know if I hit record. Oh, I did. Good. Thanks for making time to be here. Okay, all the Portland startup news for this week, under 10 minutes. That's interesting to you if you like Portland, you like startups, you like Portland and startups, maybe consider subscribing. I've had a lot of coffee this morning, so I may be a little peppier. Biggest story this week was Oregon Venture Fund. You may know it as Oregon Angel Fund, where it originally started, probably now about 15, 16, less than 20 years ago. I can't remember when it exactly started. Kind of on a rolling basis, annual basis. Oregon Venture Fund goes out and seeks new angels to invest in their fund, or people who've invested in their fund in the past, and it's that time of year again. So if you are in a position as an accredited investor to participate in Oregon Venture Fund and you're kind of curious about that, they're holding some information sessions to help you get a better understanding of how they work, how the fund works, what the expectations are, what the buy-in is, all that sort of stuff. So I would encourage you to do that. Like if you've been thinking about investing in startups, Oregon Venture Fund is a great place to start and will help you learn the ropes. And who knows, maybe you do Oregon Venture Fund this year and maybe next year, and then you're like, hey, I want to try and be an angel on my own as well. I appreciate the OVF stuff. I love the deal flow there, but I feel like I could work with some other founders, maybe do it on my own. Would love to see more of that activity locally. The angels are a significant part of the startup ecosystem, and it's always nice to have them participating. So think about OVF, try it out. You may get hooked, and you may be like, "Hey, I'm gonna be an angel. I'm gonna start sprinkling some checks around in the Portland startup community." We would love to have you. This week on Hello Portland Startup Community, I am so and so. We met Andrew Hedges, Nick Kotoff. Thank you very much for taking the time to submit your profile. As always, those were the most popular posts on Silicon Floors this week. I'm telling you, the community loves to meet new people. They want to meet you. Take a few minutes, fill out a profile. I'll post it. People get to know you. You'll get more connected. It's great. Everything, it just all works out. Again, symbiotic relationships here. And then I'll mention you here on the podcast. What could be better? I don't know. Next up, Carolyn Cummings, who for a long time has has led Rain Catalyst, is now stepping down from that role. So there's going to be a new leader at Rain come next year. I think she's sticking around until March or so. If you're not familiar with Rain, it is really the rural entrepreneurship engine here in Oregon. So originally started in Eugene, Lane County, and they have really worked to expand representatives and support throughout the state, especially in rural areas, which is a much needed support structure here in the state. And they are also partnering on some really interesting kind of crowdfunding activity as well. So if you're curious about the organization and potentially a leader who could step into a role there, might want to check that out. Thank you to Carolyn Cummings for all the work that she's done over the years. You know, I started tracking on her when she was a founder and the company she worked on. And then she went to work for Palo Alto, you know, the live plan folks with the business planning stuff. So I look forward to seeing what she's up to next. I'm sure it'll be something interesting. And thanks again to her for all of the hard work and congratulations on exploring this next chapter. So it was great to get the chance to work with you over the years, and I hope that continues. Oh, here's one that I've been tracking on, but I wasn't sure if it actually launched or if it was still in beta, but now it's been confirmed thanks to Product Hunt. Like, oh yeah, they've actually launched. We saw 60 do that recently. We saw StreamDoll Have a great day on Product Hunt. And this time around, it was Company Craft from Joel Mulkey. You'll be happy to hear it's the stuff that all the startup kids like these days. It's the AI. One of the questions I get most consistently, like number one, is how do I get money to do my startup thing? I mean, that one by far and above is number one, which, as I mentioned, OVF, angels, it's a symbiotic relationship. So go think about that investment stuff, and the founders will think about the building stuff. But I digress. The number two question I get most consistently, how do I find a co-founder? Joel Mulkey, who you may remember as the founder of Big Leaf Networks, which was very successful, he's on to his next project, and it's called Company Craft. Company Craft is using AI to perform as if it were your co-founder. So you can brainstorm with it, you can ask it questions, you can think through product ideas, you can refine ideas. So all of you solo founders, or maybe, co-founding teams of two who could use a third perspective to help you figure your startup stuff out, that's what Company Craft is designed to do. And it does it with that fancy new AI stuff. I know Joel was really thoughtful about it, and I'm excited to see it be out there and on Product Hunt. I'm always happy to see Portland products on Product Hunt. National story. Have you heard of South by Southwest? It's kind of like spring break for geeks. I've been involved with this program for like a decade or so. It's called South by Southwest Pitch, and it's an opportunity for startups to pitch at South by. If you're selected, you get a ticket to South by. You get to go hang out. You get to pitch to investors and hopefully try and win the competition and get a little money for winning the competition. But I really think the South by Southwest experience is really the most important part of it, and the opportunity to connect with other founders and other people in the industry, given the size and scope of that event every year now these days. It's huge. It's a big event. So anyway, the applications for South by Southwest Pitch are due this weekend. Not super hard, but get those in, carve out a few hours over the weekend to write it up, and then, review it and edit it, and then click the send button, and then you'll be in the queue. I would love to see your company come through that process, and maybe who knows, maybe you wind up on stage at South by Southwest telling people about your startup and how cool it is and why it's going to change the world. But they're due Sunday night, so get them in. So speaking of meeting up with people and getting connected, Devin Gaffney is planning a social beer for next week. Looks like, based on voting, it's probably going to wind up being the 15th, which is a Wednesday. And there's a meetup group. I'll link up the meetup group. Anyway, once the voting's done on that, and I have confirmation from Devin on the Portland Startup Slack, which you should also be part of for getting connected. There's also Magnet, which is a really interesting networking event that's a more kind of like intentional networking. That's happening on Wednesday as well. I love it when there are competing events. That means there's activity in the community. Really great. Really designed to help you meet specific people with specific skills that you're looking for. It's not a weird, uncomfortable networking event. We'll link that up, encourage you to check that out. If maybe, social beer, happy hour things aren't your jam, then maybe consider attending the Magnet networking thing and get to still get to meet some people. Cool. Lots of stuff going on, but I got it all done in 10 minutes. So now you're more informed. If you were listening to this at 2x, it's likely you heard everything you needed to hear in less than 5 minutes. I really enjoy doing it. I love seeing you. I'm really glad you're here. Please subscribe. So that's it for this week. Hang in there. Good to see you. Keep up the good work.